All right, I'm gonna get out before I get trapped in a building.
Body bag hanging from the
I
ceiling.
know, that body bag. So we have arrived at Benson Grist Mill. We actually drive by this place often. We have family down here. So we see it all the time, but we've never actually stopped. So it's gonna be fun to go check it out. I thought this was in Tooele technically, but it's not. I guess it's Stansbury Park, which is part of Tooele County. So I guess that's where my confusion was. But Stansbury Park, Benson Grist Mill. This was built in 1854. LDS Apostle Ezra Taft Benson had orders from the president of the church to build this mill for new pioneer settlements at the time. And Benson had the Lee brothers design and construct it. The mill was used to process wheat and corn for several years until around 1940. It stopped production and it sat abandoned for several years, just kind of falling into disrepair until it was restored in 1983, I believe.
Grist Mill was restored in 1983, and now you can come visit and see what it was like in the past. And a lot of ghost hunting groups will come here and do ghost hunts, including the Ghost Adventures crew.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
And so there's also a lot of, I guess not a lot, but a couple of different spirits that are said to be on property. Do you want to go ahead and tell them about those?
There's said to be a male on the property that wanders the grist mill.
He used to be a worker, supposedly.
At the mill.
At the mill, and he has a very angry presence. So it'd be really cool if we sense something or capture something. We probably won't. It actually looks like there's some kind of event going on today, like food trucks or some kind of booth. So I don't know. And I don't know if like the time of day or the amount of people that are here would like affect the spirits like making themselves known. I don't know.
But depends on how active it is.
I am excited. It's very cool. I'm very excited to be here. I'm excited that we get to see some of the history and also have kind of a little like ghost hunt during the day. But yeah. There's also said to be a little girl named Alice that haunts the property. I guess it says that she shows up near where the pool used to be. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know why a mill would have a pool. I don't know if it was supposed to be like a pond, but this is just what I read very quickly online. So don't quote me on any of this, but supposedly she drowned in a pool and her spirit is said to be seen near that area. Very sad, very spooky.
Yeah.
Let's go see what we can see.
Okay.
We are on our way into the country store. Supposedly you can go in here and get a map, like a walking tour map that will kind of tell us a little bit about each of these buildings. So we are going to stop in and grab one of those. So we got our little map. It has the buildings on one side and they're numbered, telling you what they are. And then on the other side, it gives you a little short description of each of them. And right now we are at the Pearson Barn. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. This really cool old stove. Look at that. We are now at the sheep camp. It says that it was the home away from home for a sheep herder, which is, this looks really cool. Like, it's this tin trailer. Looks like we're able to go inside. There's another little cool stove here. And then pretty much just a bed. Little lantern. So there's like a canteen and a bucket here. And then it looks like there's some drawers and storage space under the bed, which is nice. And a couple little like benches for seating area. Very cool. We've just arrived to the Johnson cabin, and the bees are mad. And also, as Nick just pointed out, there is a spider hanging in the doorway. And I'm sorry, you guys, but I don't think we're gonna go in. So you can just see it from the doorway. This is like an original cabin that a family lived in and like did build-ons and stuff too. Okay, this is the Boyer Milk Depot, and this is where milk was taken to prepare and process for sale to people in the area. This one is pretty cool. I like stuff like that. There it is. And that's cute. They've got a little milk jug holding open the door. And a cute little cow. So I don't really see any signs or anything saying what these pieces of equipment are, but I'm imagining it's all just stuff that they used to process the milk to ready it for sale. That looks like some kind of like churning machine.
Butter or ice cream or something.
Yeah.
This one down here looks like a bee frame extractor, like to extract the honey.
I don't know though. Why would that be in the milk?
I don't know, but that's what
Maybe they just had nowhere else to put it and they're just trying to display it. I don't know. If anybody knows what each of these things are, let us know in the comments. There are actual chickens here, you guys. I love animals. I get so excited anytime there's a live animal to see. Hello! Hello! Hi, pretty girls. Oh, there's eggs in there. Do you see that egg?
There's a whole pile of them in the back corner.
Oh, yeah. Over there under the little wood bench thing. Big pile of eggs. Good girls. They're eating.
They're used to humans.
Yeah.
She's trying to see how to get to us.
Hi. Hello. I wish I could pet you. Hi.
She wants us to pet her.
Good girl. She does. She looks like she wants some attention. Hi. Hi. What do you think they use this for?
I don't know.
Maybe they put on some kind of pageant or something.
Yeah.
For different events and occasions. I think they might do ghost tours for the public here periodically. That would be kind of fun. We should look into that.
Yeah.
If we do decide to do that, we'll bring you guys back here with us. Ah! These bees are attacking me. One just seriously like got on my shoulder and was like buzzing me. I think he was trying to sting me. That was so scary. This says E.T. Grammar School, which excites me. I don't know what it is, but I have a thing for like old schoolhouses, especially if they're like one room. I wonder what the E.T. stands for.
Extraterrestrial.
I know, that's kind of what I thought of too, but I'm sure that's not it. And this busted out window adds to the eeriness, the spooky oldness. And what is this used for?
Probably whipping the kids.
Oh my gosh, that's not what it's used for. However, they probably did whip the kids back then, which is so sad. Wow, this is so cool. I love these old desks and chairs. Although I wonder, like the ones in the front don't have a desk, so what do they do? I mean, maybe they just weren't really used. Like it looks like you can put it up and out of the way. And these little chalkboards. Wow. Little teacher's desk.
That's probably what they whip the kids with.
Sticks? Do you actually think so?
Probably.
I don't know. There's another little old stove in the back. It's crazy to think that like heating, that's what you used to use. There's a wasp in here. Oh no. There he is in the window. They are brutal today, you guys. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna get out before I get trapped in a building with a wasp. That was really cool though. That might be my favorite building so far. Scared I'm gonna get stung by a wasp coming in here. This is weird. This is dark. Wow. What is this? This is, I don't know if we're supposed to be in here. This looks like a storage shed. For them, there's like totes. And this is scary. Warning, this building, due to its age and condition, is presently unsafe for use. Please do not enter. I mean, it's not hanging up, but I don't really know why they have this open. I don't.
And then the body bag hanging from the
I know, that body bag. I mean, obviously, like, that's way too big for a body, but it could be multiple bodies. Oh! And this bin says, like, Halloween. I'm not sure that's supposed to be open. Oh my gosh. This is so wiggly, and I almost just killed myself, and I'm trying to run away from wasps. Oh my gosh. So these buildings don't really look like they're open, which I'm pretty sure this one shouldn't have been open. But we didn't go in any further, so. Should we take this path back here and see if we can sense any spirit presence or see anything spooky? So Nick just found this old grist mill sign. Let me see if I can zoom in. You can see it says like welcome, Benson Grist Mill, I think. It's kind of cool to see all of these old like equipment and the old structure of the building and stuff. I would be interested to see what that foundation was too, what building it used to be.
Could have even been a building that they moved from that location to another location.
Yeah, it could have.
I think that's a trebuchet.
What's that?
It's where, it's kind of like a catapult where they used to launch pumpkins and things. But that's pretty new, so
Yeah, it
they
looks.
might have some event.
Yeah, I wonder, like a Halloween thing. We should look at that. It's July, end of July right now, so pretty soon here we can start like researching stuff like that. We absolutely love Halloween, you guys. It is our favorite thing in the world. We were married on Halloween Day, is how much we both love Halloween. So any fun Halloween events we will be interested in hearing about and possibly going to. We do all of the like haunted houses and stuff, like Haunted Forest. We're actually going to be going to Not Scary Farm and Halloween Horror Nights this year. We went last year and had an absolute blast. It was our first time going. Well, I'd been to Halloween Horror Nights once before, but it was years and years and years prior, and I think I was only able to make it through like one house.
This time we went and did the RIP tour, and we're able to experience the whole event.
Yeah, so that was really, really fun, and we weren't going to go back again this year, but we found out that Knott's Scary Farm is celebrating their 50th anniversary. Not Knott's Berry Farm, it's much older than that. It's much older than that. But Knott's Scary Farm is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and we found that out and we were like, we gotta go. So then we figured if we're gonna be down in California anyway, we might as well do Halloween Horror Nights, and we'll probably stop at Disneyland too. So very, very exciting. So we just got done talking to a worker, and she had some pretty interesting stories and information to give us. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you guys. All of the buildings that are here, other than the actual grist mill itself, were donated by local families, and they were all brought here to be preserved. And this Benson Grist mill right here is in its original location. It has been restored, so it looks slightly different than it did back in its heyday. But she did tell us that there is a picture inside the building when you go in that shows it at its original form. And she had some spooky stories to tell us, you guys. We are looking at the front of the grist mill, and as you can see, there is a door down here on the bottom, and then there are also doors for the second and third stories as well. And the worker we were just talking to told us that those were used to help haul up like wheat with like pulley systems. I asked her if she has any spooky stories to share of her own, and she said that she actually doesn't really like going to the third floor of this mill. She says it just has a little bit of a darker vibe to it. She says that that is the one place that she doesn't really like to go to when she has to like close it up and stuff. She did say that the basement is not as spooky. And here she said that you would think it would be, but no, that third story. So we're gonna go in and see if we get any feelings or can catch anything in this building. Oh, and then another thing she did tell me was that there's a pond over here. I'm actually not quite sure where it is. I think it might be in the back, but I don't really want to walk over there on their grass. We might be able to see it from another direction. Maybe we'll walk around and try to see. But she said that there was a little girl named Alice, which you guys probably remember me telling you at the beginning of the video. There was a little girl named Alice that supposedly drowned in this pond. And I did say pool. That's what Google had said. I was a little confused by it. I thought maybe they meant pond or something like that. And they did. They meant pond. She said that there is some speculation that there was some kind of like affair or something happening, that her uncle was in love with her and then like tried to drown her, and that's what happened to her. She thinks that it was probably just the girl was out playing, you know, they wore big heavy dresses back then. She probably didn't know how to swim, and it just led to the tragedy. So who knows, but people have said that they have seen her around the pond area or inside this mill.
Or even in the schoolhouse too.
Oh yes, she did say inside the schoolhouse that we visited a little bit ago, earlier today. So we're gonna go on in, and I am very excited. So another story that this worker told us was that when Ghost Hunters was here, she was actually here working, and she was closing up the old schoolhouse, and she had just locked up and she had made her way back up, and she heard the bell ring, the schoolhouse bell. And she says that that bell is pretty hard to ring. Like, you have to really pull on it. Like, it can't just like be activated by the wind or something like that. And so she heard this bell ring, and she goes over to the Ghost Hunters, who are over at the pavilion just like packing up their stuff still. And she says, were any of you guys over at the schoolhouse? Like, I just heard the bell ring. And they were like, you heard that too? And she was like, oh my gosh, okay, like I'm ready to go home. And I just think that is so cool to hear her story. And like, I love old schoolhouses, and they have such like an eerie vibe to them already, I think. And so that's like even cooler that it was the schoolhouse that her experience was around. And then as you come inside the mill, there's a couple of pictures here of what the mill used to look like before it was restored. Here are the owners and the builders. So owners, you got Ezra Taft Benson, John
We also found out
Roberry.
that there's 2 Ezra Taft Bensons.
Yes.
And the older one is the one that was commissioned to build this place.
Yes. And then the builders, you have all of these Lees. And I read online, it said that the Lee brothers were commissioned to design and build this. And I didn't realize how many of them there were. I thought that this was just going to be like 2 brothers, but there's 6 of them here, and I'm guessing they're all brothers. So there is a water wheel here, and it says that the grist mill was originally powered by a water wheel. Now I know that they have since replaced the water wheel. The worker we were talking to said that it actually like froze and it ruined the wood one winter. And so they made it like bigger and like raised it up to help prevent that from happening. But probably right down here is like the pond. Everything looks really dry right now, but this is probably like the pond area where Alice was said to have drowned. We are heading down into the basement of the grist mill. This would be kind of spooky if you had to come down here as like a worker by yourself. Like closing up at night or something like that. I think this would be kind of eerie. Nick's trying to scare the kids that are saying that they're scared to come down here by making ghost noises. This has a true spooky feel, you guys. There are real big spider webs. I don't know if you can see that. And everything in here. Eee! This is kind of eerie back here. It says it's the trench and main elevator. The trench fills with grain, which has slid from the chute located under the front porch of the grist mill. The main elevator then picks it up. The main elevator is the only elevator to go from the bottom of the grist mill to the very top. It transports the grain to a directional wood chute, which drops the grain into the separator sieve upstairs.
It's weird because it even goes clear down there. This is the basement.
Oh, there's like like I can see like a wood ladder down there or something.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine having to go down there? That would be so scary. Like, honestly, it'd be more scary for like falling. It actually looks like it goes like even further. Like if you look down between those wood slats, I can see even further down there.
Mm.
I would be scared of falling.
You can hear the water down there too.
Yeah, you can hear the water. So this is a roller grinder. And I just read a sign a minute ago. I don't remember what the date was. It's over here. It says that the rollers were used starting in 1880. But from 1854 to about 1880, they used the grinding stone before they switched over to those rollers. They have a little replica of the mill right here. You can see the 3 different doors on the different stories.
We're headed up to the 2nd floor, getting closer to the 3rd. That's supposed to be more haunted.
We are on the 2nd story of the grist mill, and there's a lot of machinery type items, and I don't know what any of them do, but it's very cool to see regardless. Doesn't really look like we can go back any further.
Coming through this center part.
Are we supposed to?
Looks like it.
Headed on through this middle section. It's very narrow. Oh, the floor is so creaky. It does look like we're able to come back here though. They have like a picture with some information on the wall. I hope I don't fall through. Cyclone separator. Oh! I keep thinking there's bugs on me. There probably is. I'm actually kind of scared of like black widows and stuff in here. It almost looks like there's like a little trail there. I wonder if the water used to run through that. And I can see what looks like kind of maybe some moss.
Yeah. It's probably where the pond is.
I think that might be where the pond is. So sad about little Alice. Are you ready to head up to the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so glad we talked to the worker before we made our way in here, because now we have some insight to go off of. Oh my gosh, you guys, as we are going up to the 3rd floor, it is so dark up here. I already have a weird feeling. That might just be because of how dark it is, but this actually, oh my gosh, a car outside just like revved its engine, and I thought it was something in here like roaring. I'm not even kidding. This actually is really spooky feeling up here. It might just be because of the lighting and like how dark it is, or like the way that the ceiling is like right here. But yeah, this is kind of eerie. Here we are looking out of the top door window. We were down there.
You can look on this side.
This is kind of scary, you guys. Like, honestly, for the simple fact of I'm afraid I'm gonna fall through the floor. I hope this is secure. This says elevators right here, so we showed the elevators before, and I guess this is where it comes up to, right here. I'm not really sure where the stuff is unloaded. Maybe just right here on this side.
Probably came up and over and dumped into that.
Yeah. Into that bin right there.
Here's some
Sifter.
elevators. These belts. Those are the elevators.
There's a lot of
Took
them.
the wheat all the way to the top.
And then you can see out the window here. You can kind of see that old foundation of whatever that structure was. Back over there from here. We should have asked the worker about that.
Yeah.
Maybe if we see somebody again, we can ask what that structure is. So what do you feel up here? Do you get any
I don't get any
vibes?
vibes at this point.
I'm not really getting any vibes, I guess. But it is eerie. It does have an eerie feel.
I think it's spooky because it feels like you're gonna bust through the floor.
Yeah, it's just old and creaky. But like I said, it's also the lighting up here is very dark. And it almost feels like it has a feel of like somebody could be hiding like behind the other side of the wall. I definitely would not like to like close up this place alone at night. We'll tell you that.
I feel like my arm pushed against something though. And back over there, where there's those 4 pillars,
Like right after you said you weren't getting any feelings?
I walked by that and it felt like my shirt sleeve brushed against one of those posts. And I looked and it was about a foot away.
So you couldn't have. And your sleeve's not like,
Dangling
it's,
or anything.
yeah, like it's close to your body, so it's not like floppy.
It felt like my sleeve was touched.
That's kind of eerie. Like you almost wonder if like you said that and a presence was like, I'm gonna,
I am here.
yeah, like I am here.
That's what I kind of
I'm gonna make
felt,
myself known.
That's what I kind of felt after.
Do you feel like it's a dark thing? Do you feel
No.
almost just like something making you aware?
Yeah. Something saying I'm still here.
Not anything like dark or
That was
evil.
the feeling I got right after I felt the brush.
That is,
Somebody saying like I'm still here.
wow. And there you have it, you guys. Just come out of the grist mill, and I have to say, I also felt something on my arm. And then I brushed it, and I think it was a bug that was on me or something. It would have been cooler if it was something else. And I really hate bugs.
Mine, I really felt like it was something at first. I thought that my arm just brushed against that post. But when I looked, there was no way it could have been that. And I don't think I was just like thinking something or a bug was touching me or anything. I felt like it was actual, like something brushed my sleeve. And then the feeling I got immediately after was, I'm still here.
That's really spooky.
Yeah. I didn't expect to get anything either up there. I wasn't feeling anything. I didn't really feel that
Yeah,
presence
like
or
you
anything.
had just said right before that. Like, I don't feel anything up here.
And I didn't think that
Just
we
that
would...
the boards are old. It's kind of scary because you don't want to fall through the floor.
And right after that was when my arm got brushed, so...
Oh my gosh.
Maybe there's something to the 3rd floor.
Maybe there is. So I believe back in this area may be where
All those cattails.
Alice
See all those
drowned
cattails?
in the pond. Yeah, there's a bunch of cattails out there. It looks very dry right now.
I think the pond's just buried in those cattails.
Yeah.
I think that's where the pond is.
And here is a map of all of the different little buildings and things that they have that you can go check out.
Look down here. That's what that foundation was.
Wood Pullery Ruins. That's that foundation we keep seeing.
So this is the basic process of the grinding stone. where the wheat would go into the center, and then the stone spins and it pushes all the crushed wheat to the outside. And you can see that it falls out of that chute and down into there.
And it looks like this was a manual process, right? Like you just grab onto this handle here and...
Well, this one's manual, but at the mill, they would use the water to spin the stone. And then it would get sifted so that the pure grain comes out of the bottom.
And then if we want to get even more old school, you can get this wooden stick and just straight up grind it by hand against a rock. We just ran into a couple of little kids. It looks like maybe a brother and a sister. And they just came up to us and asked if we saw the little girl in the top window of the grist mill. And we were just up there looking out the window.
That was the same area where I felt my arm being brushed.
Yes, and we were just up there looking out that window. I was looking out and recording, and I asked them, I said, "Are you sure it wasn't me? I was just up there." And they said, "No, you were over there when we saw her. We saw you over there." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And I asked them like several times.
Yeah.
"Are you sure it wasn't me?" And they said, "No, she was up there. We saw a little girl."
And you could think that it was just like little kids or whatever playing, but the little boy was actually afraid to go up there.
Yeah, the girl he was with said, "Let's go back up there." And he said, "I'm not going up there." They were scared, you guys.
Yeah.
I think that they were telling the truth. That is so spooky.
And kids usually just say what's on their mind. They don't really they can bend the truth, but
I think they were telling the truth. And
to me it seemed like that they were telling the truth.
I have to say I'm a little jealous.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
We can film the window.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and show it now.
Yeah.
And there is the window that supposed little girl was seen out of.
Just not maybe even 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, not even 5 minutes ago. We just walked over here from them telling us that. But I'm not seeing anything now.
Later, see if there's anything that pops up.
Yeah, and let us know if you guys happen to see anything that we maybe don't catch. Alright everyone, we are on our way home now. Thank you guys so much for coming along with us. It was hot, it was exciting, we had some spooks.
And it was fun.
And it was fun. Did I say that?
Probably.
Anyway, thank you guys for coming along with us for another adventure in this wondrous weird world.